I'm Chef Jeff Trombetta from Norwalk Community College in Connecticut, and today I'm going to show you how to make a sweet potato muffin with a streusel topping. We have 4 ounces of butter in this bowl, and I'm just softening it up. A machine for a bigger batch, or even for this batch, is probably better. So I have soft butter, and I have 4 ounces of brown sugar. This is the creaming method. Creaming method means cream your fat and your sugar, whatever your sugar is and whatever your fat is. In this case, it's butter, whole, unsalted butter, and brown sugar. And the more you cream it, the fluffier it will be. So, when you have fluff, you have crumbs. Don't make it too fluffy. Your sweet potato muffins will be too crumbly. So anyway, this is a good, nice, soft mixture. You could go a little bit more. Cinnamon and ginger, between 1/8 and 1/4 teaspoon of each. Cinnamon, go a little bit heavy. So I'm going to go 1/4. And nutmeg strong, I'm going to go 1/8. And allspice, I'm going to go 1/8. And clove is real strong, so I'm only going to go 1/8. And that's a good array of spices, so that should give it some oomph. So I'm going to get my 4 ounces of sweet potato in there, right out of the sweet potato jackets. So they're fresh. But you know, it's not that big of a deal. I cooked them in the microwave for about 10 to 12 minutes, depending on the size of your sweet potato. And then I just let them cool. Then all I do is just peel the skin or the jackets back, and you have some nice color there. You don't need too much egg, so I'm going to go 1 egg. It's about 2 ounces. These are pretty small. A good grade A large egg is 2 ounces. That's a good mixture. So I want to get some more liquid in there. I'm going to have 2 ounces of heavy cream. That's 4 tablespoons. Ounce of Applejack brandy. Good stuff. Get that in there. Now, very important with the creaming method. You add your flour last. I'm really into technique, and I think technique is really what cooking's all about. It's not so much recipes. So with the baking, yes, we follow a formula, but it's technique. With baking, it's all about, for this particular product, it's all about mixing. So I have a nice mix here, and you could usually tell if the consistency is right. It's a little loose, but I'm going to be adding a lot of flour. So we have 6 ounces of flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Whoa, flying baking powder, it's okay. And about 1/2 teaspoon for good measure. Just give it a good mix. I'm not a big sifter. Let's get our 6 ounces of flour into our mix, and it has the 2 teaspoons of baking powder already in it. Now, what I started to tell you is your flour's last, because flour makes it tough. So you don't want to overmix it. Just till the flour is incorporated. Now this is perfect consistency, and so let's fill our muffin pans. So we have our appareil, French for mixture, and we're going to almost up to the top. And this is a silk pad. A silk pad is short for silicone. We're going to bang this down a little bit so your muffin mixture actually sits down into the muffin pocket there, the muffin hole pocket. So these are a little bit on the smaller side, but they're going to bake them in a pretty hot oven. I'm probably going to go 400 degrees for a good 20-25 minutes. It's got to feel firm. It might start to crack at the top. There'll be some indications that it's done, and that's what you're looking for. So now that I have my batter well seated into my silk pad, I'm going to make my streusel topping. Streusel topping, flour, sugar, butter. Ratio cooking, it's a beautiful thing. Equal parts sugar and butter, and twice the amount of those parts is flour. I have flour, 4 ounces, brown sugar, I went a little heavy, 2.5 ounces, and butter, 2.5 ounces. The butter and the sugar are equal ratio, and I'm just blending this with my hand. And you want it to be crumbly. Streusel topping is crumbly. Now, some people melt their butter. That's okay. What the butter's doing, it's absorbing the flour and the sugar. The sugar gives it a little crust when it bakes, because sugar hardens and caramelizes. Now, you could add a little cinnamon to this. That helps give it a little color. I like nuts. I don't add dried fruit, raisins, or other dried fruit, because they have a tendency to burn. Be generous. Be generous. Okay, that's good. Now, see how I'm going around? Although I don't want to crush it up too much. Don't pat it in there too much, because I want to create a rustic effect and keep the crumb. So this is a 400-degree oven. And we're going to pull this rack out. When I always have the option, I take the center. 20-25 minutes, and they'll be perfect. So the muffins are out of the oven. They're nice, they're firm, but not crumbly. Going to be very tender. We will taste, but I like to set them up a little bit. I'm going to do a little apple garnish. I'm just going to slice some apples, but I want to slice them nice. I'm going to make like a little border. Do a little something extra. Don't go crazy. So let's see what these sweet potato muffins taste like. Beautiful. Tender. As a muffin should be. A little bit on the dry side. That's why I got an apple here. That's a wonderful combination. I'm Chef Jeff Trombetta from Norwalk Community College in Connecticut. And remember, it's just good cooking.